Kedon, why Pitt?
A lot of reasons. I know Coach mentioned a few things earlier, but I think the main thing was, you saw the talent last year, and everyone had a great year. Kenny had a great year, and from afar, I kind of assumed that, really that it was an older team and everyone would be leaving, and that was from me not knowing anything. And when I got the call, kind of realized everyone was staying except for Kenny, and looking at the opportunity, it was kind of a no-brainer. Kind of jumped to the top of my list immediately, and since I've gotten here and got to know, Coach Dews, but also getting to know the new OC and really just everyone here, great people here, a great culture, and something I'm really looking forward to building on.
Pat mentioned during the process of hiring Frank that you didn't really believe that you'd actually get to kind of be involved in that process. Kind of tell me about that whole situation and were you actually surprised you were involved?
Yeah, Coach. That was one of the things when Coach was recruiting me. Kind of said, we'll involve you in the search. Kenny did too, and actually, I was getting recruited by Nebraska too. So I was calling Kenny to talk to him about both his coaches, and I was kind of like, is he really involve you in the search? Because that seems, it's great. It's not like I didn't believe Coach, but it's just, it's really just a credit to him and what how much he trusts his players and the input he allows us to give and how involved he keeps us. It wasn't like he was keeping anything in the dark. And again, that was hearing Kenny talk about his experience doing the same thing. That was even more of a selling point for me.
How do you feel about following an act like Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, it's a great honor, obviously, and a lot to live up to. But again, I'm my own player. I've played my own game. I'm not Kenny Pickett. At the end of the day, this is a different team than the team last year, and hopefully looking to build off of what he accomplished last year and what that team last year accomplished.
What do you think you do best?
I think each quarterback has their own unique skill set. I think there's a lot of things to do well, a lot of things I'm looking to get better at. There's things I have confidence in. I have confidence in my arm, confidence in my accuracy, and my pocket movement. But you still have to learn the offense and get to know where the ball needs to go and all those things. And that's really the most important thing when it comes to learning offense.
Kedon, what's it been like in the quarterback room since you arrived with Nick and Joey and Davis and Nate, those guys and the relationships there?
Yeah, it's been great. They, everyone here, especially quarterbacks, have been super welcoming, especially in a time when you think it's not easy to be, and they've been great. Patty and Joey and all those guys, they've been so good and welcoming and so much fun already. I've had, obviously not have the best year last year as a team, so to come in here and to really sense the excitement and be a part of a crew that's so tight knit and really just be welcomed into that is really exciting.
What's been your first impressions working with Jordan, the reigning Biletnikoff Award winner, and all the highlights you saw him? What's it been like now, like meet that guy and be like, hey, I get to throw this guy?
Yeah, it's really special. Jordan's a hell of a player. And beyond that, I knew what Jordan kind of brought to the table. I saw all his film and the stuff on tape, and I saw everyone else's. But really just getting to work with the other guys, it showed me how much more talented they were than it showed on TV. Jordan's great, even better than I thought, better than advertised. Canada just got in, and he's been playing really well and throwing really well with him. You got a guy like Jared's playing, really impressed me in person, more so than I realized. Same with Jalen, same with Jaden. And there's more guys I'm forgetting to mention, but Gavin's another guy. So all those guys, I watched a lot of tape. I knew they were very talented, and then I went to throw with them in the indoor. Gotten to throw a lot, and they just wow me every time we go out there.
Kedon, what's it like knowing that you have an entire offensive line that started and won an ACC championship coming back to protect you this year?
That's huge. That's really one of the big reasons why I'm here. Again, we have a lot of guys coming back, and those guys up front are a big reason. And again, watching the tape, they do a really good job. It takes a team. Football's the ultimate team sport, and without that supporting cast, it's really hard to have success. And here we really have it. Again, like I just talked about, on the outside, but it starts up front. And we have the guys up front, we have the guys in the backfield, and you get the run game going, it just opens everything up. So, really just a great unit, and again, they've been super welcoming too, and just a great group of guys.
What have your conversations been like with Cicchetti and just seeing eye to eye with them?
Yeah, we met a few times before we even met as a unit, just talking over what I'm used to, what I like, what I'm comfortable with, what our offense at USC ran, what I ran in high school playing for Kurt, and then him talking about what the stuff they've ran and watching cut-ups, NFL cut-ups, really the origins of the West Coast offense. And recently, just building the drop, doing all the fundamental things that, are really the foundations of the offense, but really go so far in terms of the timing and how everything works. But, I spent a lot of time here, trying to spend as much time as I can. He's such a great resource and a great coach. He's coached so many great ones. So really just trying to be a sponge and soak up as much information as I can from him.
Kedon, what's it like starting a new life, a new career, a continent away from where you're used to?
Yeah, it's a big jump for sure. That was probably the only reservation I had to transferring was just, it's a big move, it's a big jump. You're leaving all your friends and family. I don't think I really know many people out here before I moved, but again, it's been made so much easier because the staff here, the players here, they've been really so welcoming, and it's made the transition as easy as can be.
Well, Pat said, or Lucy said that he was heavily involved in this whole process. He was pretty much the point guy. What was that like dealing with him and that whole process for you?
Yeah, again, it was a little different situation again because we didn't have the offense coordinator at the time. But knowing that the head coach was recruiting you and wanted you, was great and special. And we talked a lot, and it felt like I was in the portal for a while. I was really only in the portal for probably 5 days before I committed, but we had a lot of different conversations, and it really allowed me to build a trust and get to know him a lot. There's only so many real dudes, real people out here in college football, and he's definitely one of them, and a great guy and a great coach. But again, I think that time, having him be the guy I was talking to most, really allowed me to get comfortable with that, him being my head coach, and really, again, pushed me to make the decision to come here.
How long did that conversation with Kenny last, or really how many conversations did you have with him? Just the one, and how did it go?
I think it was just one or two. We actually met at the Manning camp last summer. We knew each other before, and we hung out a good amount there. But, I was really just calling to see if he had anything to say. And, he's worked with, really at the time I was asking about both coaches. He worked with both coaches a lot, had really all good things to say about everyone involved. So it wasn't, it wasn't a crazy conversation. It was just told me what I needed to hear and reinforced everything. And Coach Narduzzi was the one to kind of say, hey, give Kenny a call and ask him about me and ask him about the program and get to know him, ask him about the guys. I think that's the other thing is he told me how special the receiving corps was. He told me how good they were up front. So that was the stuff that I kind of knew, but it takes someone who's been in that position and that experience to kind of give you that reassurance.
Were you able to, I guess you have a connection here obviously to Pittsburgh, were you able to visit before, like just, visiting your girlfriend, and like what's it now like living here full time?
Yeah. And people kind of ask me, is that the reason why you're going there and all this stuff? And I guess the best explanation, there's, like I said, the situation here is great. But being a kid from Scottsdale, there are a lot of schools, east of the Mississippi that are recruiting me that I've never been to visit. Pitt being the one school that I've been to visit her quite a few times. So when Pitt picked up the phone, it was a lot more. I felt a lot more comfortable kind of knowing, especially during the dead period, not knowing you're not going to be able to take a visit, knowing what it's like. I've been on campus before I came here, so kind of having that foundation made me a lot more comfortable with where I was going to be, knowing I wouldn't have to visit to kind of know where I was going to be going every day. So I definitely had a familiarity. I knew I kind of liked the city already, and that was a huge bonus versus a school like Auburn or Notre Dame where even though I play at Notre Dame, I've never been to South Bend, for more than a couple hours. Same with Auburn. I've never been to Alabama in my life. So that's a much bigger move, having not been there before.
And final?
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.